Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. I got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. I think you all will um, enjoy this conversation because it shows where how things work, how things are going. We're in the middle of a brand new product launch, as you all know. Things don't always go as planned, but they go, and we're going to talk about those things today because I think it's super important to talk about those pros and cons. So I'm gonna, and you started recording it.
I have started
All right,
recording.
cool. So welcome to Speaker Co-working for June the 10th, 2025. I am Ron Story, the MC, and in the place to be on the microphone. I don't know what else to say. Like I'm from the 80s, the Sugar Hill gang. But good to see everybody. I'm here with Ange Lewis, who's over at Customer Success at Speaker Hub. And we are here to help you guys to get booked on more stages, to make more, help you to make more money and to sell more product. As of yesterday, we sent out our first email allowing people to purchase their lifetime accounts for the new speaker page that we just updated. Also, we announced the official dates of the conference or the summit, which starts in 10 days on June the 20th, the Pro Speaker Summit. So there's a lot of marketing, messaging, and messages going out over the next few weeks from us. Every day, we'll be trying to help you all to learn more about how you can make more money as a speaker. We found that 53% of speakers generate less than $10,000 total in their business. And our job is to not make you a nine-figure speaker like some people overpromise, but if I can get that 50% who are in four figures up to five, that would be great. So that's my main goal, is to have speakers at least making five figures, because at least at that point you're at a livable wage. And that's not per speaking gig. I'm talking about that's what it is overall, including book sales, speaking fees. It's not even at $10,000 for 53% of speakers. So we're going to always be a source of truth here at Speaker Hub to try to tell you the truth about how you can grow your business. We're not going to sell you a dream. So good to see everyone. Oh my God, good to see everybody. Any new introductions? Looks like Portia McBride. I don't think she works with Ann McNeil. So now I know I don't need to have her come up and say anything. Kathleen, what's up? Kathleen was talking about, if that's Kathleen Coleman, Kathleen, I don't know if she got me on speakerphone, but I don't want to.
Yeah, it's me. I'm at work still, and my video's not working today.
Okay.
But
Okay. All right. So I'm glad you're at work because I don't want to say what I was about to say.
sorry, go
You know what I
ahead.
was about to say, but I don't want to say what I was about to say because you still at work. But we'll say it on another day.
Be here
But
on Friday's my last day.
okay, we'll say it on Friday.
Okay.
So, all right, all right. So, but yeah, good to see everyone. Any questions, wins? We sent out that email yesterday. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into what's been good about our launch strategy, what's been terrible about it, what did I learn from it, how's it going to get better. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. So,
I'm not going to be able
any
to make the
questions?
summit on the 19th, on that weekend that you're starting it. I'll be in Florida.
Oh, it's virtual.
I know I'll be in Florida, but I'll be working during that time period.
Okay. Well, yeah, you'll be able to watch the replays. So there will be replays also.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Yep, there'll be replays. Lawrence, what's up?
I was gonna say that one win I have is earlier I finished recording another course. So
It's incredible. It's
yeah,
a
so
big deal.
lately I've been mainly focusing on getting things ready for that. So once the speaker page launches and we're able to sell stuff on there, I'll be ready to go.
No, that's a good thing, man. That's exciting. High five to you. That's really, really, really important. Any other wins? Any other wins? Cool. All right. So, any questions you all have before I get into my little topic for the day on this recent day one of the launch? We're gonna catalog this because when we look back at day 20, we're gonna see if we got better. Go ahead.
I have a question, please. Thanks, Ron.
Yep.
So I did the videos for the course, and I had been I went into GPT and I pulled script, and I want to turn those into lessons. So I was working on that in just Google Docs to have the stuff ready. But then I went through your email, and I know I've seen it and listened to you go through it a few times, but I sat by myself and watched the video again and looked at how the whole thing works. And I'm wondering maybe if it's better to wait until that's accessible to just pull that up and then redesign what GPT offers me rather than as lessons, as the organized part of the lessons in each section, or go continue to write them in Google Docs and have them
Well, I
ready.
mean, there's a couple of things, and what we're going to talk about that today. So I'm going to
Okay.
answer this question a little later, Bonnie, because
Thank you.
I'm going to answer it indirectly, but you'll get the point at that point. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, Ron, for whatever reason, I did not. Good morning. For whatever reason, I didn't get the email yesterday.
Okay. It may have gone into spam. If you check your spam, Ron from Speaker Hub,
Okay.
and we're going to talk about all of that because this has been a wild last 4 days. So y'all ready to get into it? Y'all want to, any other questions before I start talking about this, right? So yesterday we sent out 69,000 emails announcing the new speaker page and the new video and everything. Didn't mention that it was for sale. Just said, hey, look, if you want to see what we're doing, you can come check it out. Click the button to see, right? And we send it out. I'm looking at my thing. I'm like, okay, let's see how this works. I look at the thing. I'm like, we said this to 69,000 people. Did they not get it? Right. So I go in and I look at the stats from the email and I'm like, oh, maybe they'll check it later. It's in the afternoon. Dun, dun, dun. Nothing. Right. So we ended up with like 18% open rates on the email, which is terrible. So about 10,000 of the 69,000 saw the email. Right. I'm like, okay, but it's still 10,000 people. Like if 10,000 people see your email, somebody should go over and watch the video. 2:00 this morning, I was up and I said, let me just check to see, because people on different time zones. 48 views on the video. I said, holy crap. Something is wild, right? And I'm like, well, what's going on? Now, I've been through this before, so it's not like it's a surprise. Things happen. But I wanted to bring this up and to show you all this with full transparency, because everybody make y'all believe that when you launch something, it just goes right from the beginning. It is just perfect. And as soon as you turn it on, you just get $1 million tomorrow. Yeah, okay. They lying. That ain't how it works. So I go back and I'm looking, I'm like, well, what's wrong? I open it up on my phone and the daggone photo is blocking the video. So you couldn't even see the video. Even if you made it to the page, the photo was blocking the video. So you couldn't even play the video if you saw it on the phone. Well, more than half of our traffic from emails to any of our sites come from the phone. So anybody who came from their phone, they couldn't click on it. It was just a dumb email, right? So it's little things like that that happen to all of us, no matter how long you've been doing it. I've been sending emails for a long time, especially large quantities of emails. But yet certain things still, the bigger you get, the longer the checklist get, right? Like some days I wish I could just go back to when it was just me that only needed to make $10,000 a month. Those days were so much easier. There wasn't a bunch of checklists. I didn't have to see if this person clicked this button like he was supposed to, see if this person did this thing. All I had to do was just make sure I did the little 8 things I needed to do. Now we got so many pages and so many people working on so many parts. It's like a symphony orchestra. It's like you don't really know who's playing the drums sometimes. You're like, oh, I forgot that they even worked here. And you're like, holy crap. So I wanted to bring that up to give you all a sense of calm, because sometimes we launch things and we think that they're going to be a hit and they're just quiet. So you got to go back and look and see, well, what was the issue? Well, we found that was the issue with the link, and that our domain wasn't redirecting like it was supposed to. I got an email from Maria at 6:30 this morning. Ron, the website's down. What? like, like all of these things. So I just wanted to kind of share that part, um, just to say that when you launch something at the beginning, it may not be right, but give yourself enough time. So because this didn't need to be done tomorrow, and we're going to run this campaign until July the 4th, I got 25 more days to figure it out. Does that make sense? Like I got time to go back in and to work on the things that we didn't get right yesterday. And we sent another email this morning, right? And then we're gonna learn something from those emails. And guess what we're gonna do tomorrow, Janika? What you think we're gonna do tomorrow? We're gonna send another email. Right? And then we're gonna learn something on Wednesday. And guess what we're gonna do on Thursday, Valencia? We're going to send another email. We're going to send another one. And we're going to send another email every day until July the 4th. Why? Because we need to get better at sending emails and doing our email marketing. We're very good at cold email, but we're not very good at email marketing. So we're going to get better right in front of y'all. So our first email, 69,000 people, 10,000 opens, 0 sales, 48 video views. Check back with me in 25 days, though. I promise you, in 25 days, our numbers will be a lot better. And I just wanted to share this because I think sometimes we think, oh, it's easy for them because they got. No, it ain't. It's actually a lot harder. It's a lot more difficult. So,
So
like
Ron,
I said, go ahead.
the email you're referencing, subject line, new feature, create a course with AI and sell it on Speaker Hub?
Yep, it went to spam. I know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to find it,
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, we didn't batch the emails. We sent them all at once, and Google said, "Yeah, this is a promotion."
okay.
But that's what I get for going in there and doing it.
Right,
'Cause
right.
Juliana looked at that email and said, "You didn't send the batch emails." I'm like, "What's that?" Dun dun dun. Look, I'm just saying. Look, plans mess up too. you know. Yeah, it went to spam. We know. Yeah, but it's all the same thing. And again, I tell you all the time, I'm going to be as transparent as and candid with you, because that false perception is what triggers the low self-esteem and inaction. Right? When you do it, you don't want to. You're like, man. Now all y'all can say, well, Ron sent his out to 60,000, and he didn't really trip about it. Me sending it to my little list of 600 ain't gonna hurt. Do it over tomorrow. Right? Just get back in the fight. Do it over tomorrow. Right? So now we put it on batch sending, where we'll send 250, 500 at a time every 7 minutes for the next few hours. So then Google don't be so mean to us. But it's little bitty things like that. Any questions about this so far? I mean, I'm open. I'll talk to y'all about whatever. I mean, it's a dud right now on day 0. Yeah,
What
dud, DUD.
my question is, what would have been a good response that you were looking for versus what you got?
So historically, if I'm sending emails, I want our open rate to be above 30%, optimally above 40, but at worst above 30, right? We've sent emails that have been higher than that, but we want it at least above 30, optimally above 40 on an email blast like that to a large list. So that's the first thing.
Okay.
The second thing is you want the tech to work so that people have a chance. You only get one time to make a first impression. So if you sent me the link and I was excited about going over there and then the page didn't work, well, dude, now I got to wait till you send me a new one, or I'm over here spending 5 minutes thinking something wrong with my phone. You see what I mean? So now I got to go and ask for their time again when they already gave it to me and I threw it in the trash, right? So I would have loved to have 40% open rates. That would have been ideal, with a 5% click rate. If I could get 5% of the people that we sent it out to, so that was 60,000, 69,000. If I could have gotten 3,000 of them to click over and watch to the page, and then out of the 3,000 that clicked over to the page, if 1,500 of them would have watched the video, I would be over here dancing. Why? Because I know what my sales would be based on the number of views. We didn't have enough views to trigger sales. Does that make sense? So once you have done this for a while, you start knowing I need to get this many people to watch a video. I need to get this many people to open the email, this many people to click the link, this many people who click the link to watch the video. That means I'm going to end up with this number of sales. So we have this, I have this baseline benchmark of what my expectations are. Now, do they meet those expectations every time? Heck no. Do they exceed them sometimes? Heck yeah. That's why you do it, you try to get better. So we sent the email apologizing, and hopefully some of you all got that. Or if you haven't, because it's on batching, you'll eventually get it later today. But it's just part of the business. Any other questions about it?
Hey Ron, for those who are wondering, how do you email 60,000 people? No one has said it, but I can see wheels turning. 60,000 is a big number. How do people, Jadika just put in that for me, CRM emailing is a very weak area for me and my business. And so she needs help with that. So how do people gather enough emails for it to make sense
And
to have
pause.
email marketing?
I didn't hear what you said. So that it makes sense to do what? Your video froze on me.
To do email marketing. So how do people gather enough email addresses to actually sell products via email?
Okay, right. So here's the first thing that nobody wants to tell you. Your first email address, your first email list is probably going to be your friends and family, right? And you sending it out to them, and your first email to your friends and family is, hey guys, as you know, I help people to get booked on podcasts. If you happen to know anybody that wants to get booked on podcasts, reply to this email, let me know, and I'll reach out to them. That is a very basic first email to friends and family. I've learned you don't sell your friends and family. You ask your friends and family to become referral engines for you. Let me say it again, because this is where most people go wrong. They try to sell their friends and family. Your friends and family don't respect you. I don't know if y'all want to hear that, but I remember you become a financial advisor and you just borrowed money from them 3 weeks ago. They ain't taking your financial advice. You got your new job at Merrill Lynch as a financial advisor on your card, but you still owe your uncle $300. He ain't listening to you, man. He's like, why don't you pay me back? That's the financial advice I got for you. Give me my $300, right? Did y'all know money had a smell? When you have it and you give it to people, when you ask for it back, it all of a sudden becomes funky. I don't need your funky $200. I'm gonna give you your funky $500 back. It did not stink when I gave it to him. But I don't know. Maybe that's a cookout thing. Maybe y'all know what I'm talking about. But I done had some cousins tell me, I don't need your little, I'm gonna give you your little funky $40 back. I'm like, cool, you'll never get another funky $40. But moral of the story is your first email to your family and friends should be a referral email, not a sales email. Does that make sense? And then what you're going to be doing is you have to go on podcast or do outreach. You have to find a way to generate leads, right? So one way to generate leads is to offer to help people for free. Make a post on Facebook, and I'll show you how to do this. I'm going to use someone I know. See if they'll let me in here. Let me get logged in. I got to put all this password crap in because I had a computer issue. Let's see. I got to check my phone 1 second. But I'm going to show you an easy way to generate leads for free. No, it costs you no money, and you don't have to be a weirdo to do it. and you'll get great results just by doing this, right? 1 second. All right. Watch me whip and watch me nay nay. Let's see. All right, here we go. Watch me, watch me. All right, come on, thing, let me in. All right. So, all right, here we go. Let's put this up here. And then I'm going to come over here and go Angela Lewis, right? So I'll use Ange as an example. When Ange used to run her agency, this was like her referral post and post I've seen. So you would see this, right? Any of my friends want to appear on a podcast about their product or service. Now, you notice she didn't say, I got a podcast service for $35. Anybody want it? No, 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 no. She's trying to generate leads. She's not trying to generate sales. So there's a hierarchy of what you need in order to, this is my emails that suck. But we got them all on here. We got them for the next 25 days. But yeah, you see my crappy emails here, right? But let me show you how you do this. So when we think about leads, right? So the first thing you have in general, without going into too much detail, you need an audience, right? So you got to have somebody to put this in front of. On Facebook, you got your friends. That's your audience. On LinkedIn, where John puts his stuff, that's his audience. Does that make sense? So you got to have an audience to even put the offer in front of. And the offer is usually offer to help. So now I got this audience of people that follow me. I'm going to make a generic offer to help, not to sell, to help, right? So then you got to make it easy for them to raise their hand, right? So that part is easy opt-in. If it ain't, let me ask you these 45 questions, fill out this form. That's too hard. Does that make sense, Willie? You want it easy. Just put in your name, first name, email address, something that's quick. You want easy opt-in, right? So you can see here, and easy opt-in. They already know how to opt in on Facebook. What do? They click like or they comment. You see that? And look what happens. Definitely. Yes, 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 yes. Now, once you see them opt in, what did Ange do with everybody that opted in? You notice something that she did with everybody that opted in?
He liked them.
Yeah, she acknowledged that they opted in.
She replied.
Acknowledge them.
Hmm.
Exactly. So you got to acknowledge the people, right? And what do I mean by acknowledge? So, if you have a fancy system, you can send them an email. Hey, we saw you signed up for the John Diggs Mastermind. That's an acknowledgement that they opted in. But if you're doing something simple like this amongst your friends and family, they don't want that email from you. Just click like on it, right? To acknowledge that you've seen them, and then you reach out to them in the DMs. So you can do this on Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere. Make a post. You can do it on Instagram, anything that allows you to DM people. You can make a post to an audience, right? See how to get leads. Right? So you can make a post to an audience, offer to help them, make it easy for them to opt in, and then you acknowledge that you saw their opt in. Hey, thanks for signing up. Hey, I saw you clicked on there. How can I help? Does this make sense? Right? So with that opt-in, now that you've acknowledged it, now you reach out to them privately and you send them a message. So in Angie's case, the message was, hey, I saw you commented, or if they liked, you say, I saw you like my post. What type of podcast are you trying to get on? You see how broad that is? I'm just continuing the conversation that I already started at the top. I'm not starting a new conversation. Hey, would you like to get on a podcast? Cool. What's the next common question for that? what type of podcast would you like to be on? That's the next step. It's not, well, how much you got in your budget to pay for it? No, hold on, Kimosabi. Whoa, slow down a little bit. We got to take this one step at a time, right? So at the beginning, if you don't want to invest any money in it, this is how you find opted in people. This is how you build your email list, right? So you do that, right? So we got our acknowledge the opt-in, and then you reach out in the DMs, right? So what do you think happened after she reached out in the DMs? She invited them, asked them for the survey, right? Asked them for a 10-minute call to do the survey. That's all that was done. If you saw Yvette came on, she talked, well, she hasn't talked about it publicly with you guys, but Yvette has gone through the same process, reaching out to people, made a post on Facebook. People said they wanted help. They liked or they commented. She acknowledged the opt-in. She reached out via DM, and then you asked the survey. Hey, the reason why I was asking is I'm surveying 200 people to learn more about how we can help them and the products that we can offer. Can you give me 5 minutes to answer some quick questions? Make sense? So I talked to, how many of y'all have been had done the surveys at some point? Frida, good to meet you. You all done the surveys. That's generating leads, right? And then you get referrals on the back end of the survey. That's more leads. Do you see what I mean? So that's how, if you continually do that. Now, here's the problem with being a new entrepreneur. We do this, right? We try something, it works. And then we say, that worked too good. Let me stop and look for something else. No, you got to keep doing it. You try something, it works. Keep doing that before you add or change to something else. But what happens, oh, the surveys are working, but it's not going as fast as I want. So I'm going to stop and do nothing. So now we talked about the surveys in February and March. Some people haven't surveyed anybody since that first week. Now, you would have hundreds of those surveys done by now if you would have just kept doing them. But we stopped. I ain't saying nobody on here because I don't know what y'all doing. I know y'all all been doing y'all surveys. Y'all have done 800 of them since February. I know y'all, not these folks. I'm talking to the other folks that I know that stopped doing their surveys. I'm only talking to the people with eyes, ears, mouths, and noses, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. All right. All y'all. I know y'all stopped doing it because I did it too. At the beginning, I stopped surveying. And then Phil Sarnicki, who I appreciate a lot of the lessons that he taught me when I was at Northwestern Mutual, he said, the minute you stop prospecting, you're out of business. A business only needs two things, a potential customer and a product. If the potential customer is willing to pay for the product, you're in business. You don't need operations. You don't need anything else. And we see it here in Colombia all day. We see a person walking down the street saying, aguacate, tomate, limones, mandarinas, piñas. They selling fruit. He ain't got no operations. He is the operations. He got the product. He gonna take your pesos, give you a little thing. And if it's a certain thing, they may even cut it and slice it up for you and put it in a cup. So you ain't even gotta wait till you get home to eat it. You can eat it while you're walking. But he ain't got a whole operation system. We start thinking we need this. Nah, no, you don't. You need you. You need a product and the ability to sell it. Does that make sense? So did that answer your question about how do you generate leads? It's back what we've been teaching. Nothing fancy. It's telling people you have something to sell, asking them if they're interested in talking about it, finding out if they want to buy your thing, and then offering it to them. Frida, you want to introduce yourself to us? It's your first time with us. We would love to know where you're calling in from, what you talk about, what you speak about.
Actually, it's not my first time around. I just
Really?
disappeared because I was moving house, moving from city to another city. So decided now I've settled back. So I jumped in.
Well, allow you to reintroduce yourself.
Yes. So I'm Frida, and I'm in Texas. And my pet topic is self-leadership. I know last time when I said it, you loved it and you said, yes, accountability in another style. And that's what I've been trying to work on. And what I loved about what you said today is I think we as speakers get pulled into so many directions. Oh, you need a website. Oh, you need a book. Oh, you need I don't know what. But I like the way you summarized it. If you have a product, and I do, self-leadership, all you need, can you repeat it for the people at the back?
All you need is a customer, a product and a customer.
Right. So my struggle now, being new at this, is finding customers, and I've been working on that through warm leads of people I know in the industry and so forth. So, but
So
I'm background. I'm
let's
here.
do that. Let's do this exercise while we're on the call, right?
Yes.
So let's go all the way back to the beginning of when we first started. If you have Speaker Up Pro, you should know this question. So if you don't, sign up for Speaker Up Pro for free. We'll help you figure that out, right? So inside of Speaker Up Pro, there's a thing called the branding kit. And when you first signed up, we asked you one simple question. And that simple question was, how do you help people?
I help people, including leaders, remember their authentic self so that they can lead from a very authentic place. And that way, as they're leading themselves authentically, they're able to lead others authentically, and everybody avoids burnout.
Okay, sounds good. Now, let me show you a version of this. This is what Angela posts. Why? Because most people on social media are reading at a third grade reading level. They're bored, they're halfway asleep, they drunk, they depressed. They're not reading at their full capabilities when they're on social media. So we got to dumb that all the way down. Edge didn't say how many people would love to get interviewed, get all dressed up, show up on camera, log into Zoom, and get asked all types of questions about your business so that you can send them to a lead magnet and they can sign up. No. What's the very simple? What's the gist? Do you want to appear on a podcast to talk about your product? Uh-oh, look at my baby. Oh my God, incredible. Me gusta, Rosa. Y tú tienes una frozen cola? Oh, okay. Saludos, say hi. Ellos no gusta mi camisa to elegir por mí. Okay. All right. You want to sit here and talk with me? Cool. Okay. Go back with mama, okay? Yo necesito mis misitas. Gracias. Muchas gracias. So, oh no, no problem. Cierra la puerta, por favor. Me gusta tu ropa. So we have a daily outfit check over here. She ain't leaving the house with no crazy stuff on. You got to start them young. Hey, I need to see what you're wearing. So if y'all notice, every day she come in here and dad gotta approve these clothes. But the gist is we gotta bring it down to what we call the lizard brain, right? Where it's a binary decision. So I would ask a question like this on social freedom. Do any of my management friends, or does anyone have any, is anyone looking for advice on leadership? Is anyone seeking help on improving leadership? Would anybody like any accountability tips? Do you see how broad that is? But I can say yes or no to it. It shouldn't be something that I have to qualify, right? Where I got to think through it like, man, do I really need that? Or is she qualified to help me? No. Hey, any of my friends want to appear on a podcast and talk about your service? Very clear. It's a yes or a no. Either you want to appear on a podcast. You notice she didn't say which podcast. Right? So it's very general because we get too specific and people have to think too much. Let me give you a great example. Frida, do you have a broken left leg?
Do I have a what?
Broken left leg.
No.
Okay. Do you have right pinky fingernail cancer?
No.
How do you know?
I check my health and
On your fingernail,
yeah,
right? Now, let me tell you why I
I
asked
keep
that
my
question.
fingernails very short.
Right? Yeah. Let me tell you why I asked that question. You know whether you got a broken leg. There's a huge signal called pain that comes from you having a broken leg.
Right.
If you got some little small illness that a doctor has to investigate and do a biopsy and run all these lab
Oh.
tests and all of that, dude, I'm just gonna tell you I ain't got that and leave me alone. I may have it. I just might have it. But because the investigation and the amount of time it takes me to invest to see if this is even valid, and then I gotta trust if you even know what you're talking about. And are you the person that I want to even give me advice about? You see how it's too complicated. So we're going to do this lesson today. We got to take our one sentence thing. And then how do we make that into a post that we can post online to our friends on LinkedIn and Facebook and just get a response? So let's do that, right? So I'm going to go first, right? I'm going to go first. So if my statement, let's go here. So let me just highlight this so I can give this to you all later on as a heading. All right. So, audience, I'm going to use LinkedIn and Facebook, right? Offer to help, right? So, right now, we have a product that we just came out with called the speaker page that allows people to sell their courses, right? How like or comment if you've ever thought about creating a course? Or let's see, that's too obvious. Who wants to learn how to create a course or coaching program in 3 minutes using AI? Boom, that's a good one, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can use something like that. Now, if you want to be really fancy, because I know some people can say, well, I don't know what to say. Cool. Come over here in the chat GPT and you can say, I help people to monetize their knowledge online, right? By getting booked on podcasts, speaking gigs, and press coverage. So you can put your statement in there. The long one that you have, Frida, type that in, okay? I want to make a simple LinkedIn and Facebook post using this format. Give me 10 examples relevant to my topic. Right? So something simple like that. So let me teach you all how to, because everybody keeps asking me, like, I got magic when it comes to writing ChatGPT prompts. I don't. I'm just more specific. So the more specific you can be in writing your prompt, the better off you are. So a lot of times people write prompts, help me with marketing. Well, that's stupid. That's a dumb prompt, right? Help me with marketing my car business. That's better, right? Help me with marketing my luxury car business that sells to executives. That's better. You see what I mean? So the more specific you can be in your prompting, the better off you are. So all I do is I get very specific, right? So All right. Those are too salesy. I'm looking for the most interaction. So you want to optimize for interaction at the beginning. Does that make sense? So you see how these are too pitchy. Who wants to land their first podcast interview with zero pitching required using AI? Too damn much. Relax, bro. Who want to get on the podcast this month? I'll tell you the rest of that and when we get on the call. Who wants to get featured in online press? Do you see what I mean? Like all of this extra stuff is too much at the beginning. You see how these are better? Right? So I'm going to use mine and I'm just going to post it right now. Anybody want to learn how to create a course or coach a program in 3 minutes using AI? I'm going to make my background fancy. Boom. Catch their attention. Bam. There's my post. Done. That's it. Now we sit and we wait. Come over here and I'm going to go to LinkedIn. And guess what I'm going to post on LinkedIn? The same damn thing. I got to go through all this. I'll post it. I don't have time to go through all this authentication crap. Right. But you see, that's it. Now it's so generic that people will, now I get my leads. You want leads, they need to be generic. And then you qualify them down to your customers. Does that make sense? So we got 69,000 people that we sent the email to. Our actual email list is like 120,000. Then after we kick out a bunch of them, we get down to about 80,000. And then after we kick out them, the ones that we don't want after that, we end up with like 69,000 speakers because a lot of the other ones are organizers and stuff like that, right? So you end up with a larger list because it's so broad and generic. Does that make sense? And then you whittle it down to who you're trying to talk to, but you got to have some leads and some action. I may have even gotten some action already. Not yet, but eventually somebody gonna come over here and click something. So this is the gist. You see how easy that is, Frida?
Yep.
So if you get too detailed in what you're describing, it's too early when you're talking to a friends and family audience. Does that make sense? Any question? Any other questions?
How do I turn that into maybe like an email to maybe send to someone if they respond?
Right. So when someone walk me through what happened, walk me through the actual scenario. You made the post, or what happened?
So like the way you made a post,
Uh-huh.
if someone in there comments in the way you are expecting, how do I reach out to them?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you. This is the easy part. So somebody comments on your post. Let's see. I ain't boosting nothing. They can forget it, right? Somebody comments on my post. Well, the great thing about it, I can see all the commenters. You see that?
Yeah.
If you click on it, you can see they bring up all the people.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not friends with them, what you gonna do?
Well, I usually add them as friends or send a friend request.
Yeah, and if you are friends with them, what can you do?
Usually I just comment it like with a thank you or with a follow-up
right here. You see
comment.
this? You see that right there? Send a message. Hey, I saw you like my thing about being in leadership.
Oh.
Hey, we be going. If I talk to you on Facebook, why am I going to send you an email? I'm gonna finish talking to you on Facebook.
Right.
You know, I remember this guy. This is years ago, and you know, all of my things talk about dating because it's something everybody understands, right? And this guy was on YouTube and he was like, I was out with one of my friends, and this was like a dating coach dude. And he was like, I was out with one of my friends, and he's in a coffee shop. He's in Starbucks. He sees a girl that he likes, he thinks is attractive at Starbucks. He goes over to her and he says, "Hey, I think you look nice. I would love to take you to coffee sometime." And he said, the girl looked up to her and said, "No, I'm not interested." So the guy goes behind, the coach guy goes behind and says, "Why weren't you interested?" He said he didn't have the self-awareness to realize I was already at the coffee shop. Just talk to me. We're already in the coffee shop, bro. Why you want to take me to coffee? We're already here. I don't need to set up another one. We already in the coffee shop. Sit down and talk. Can I join you for coffee? I'm already in the platform. So if I talk to you on Facebook, I'm talking to you on Facebook. I made my post on LinkedIn. Don't try to go look them up and find an email. Talk to them on LinkedIn. You're already in the area. Well, you already met them. You got them right there. She replied. If you say hi and she don't call the police, you're in until she says no. Right? So there it is. It's very simple. But does that make sense, Frida? I'm just making a joke out of
A
it.
lot of sense. A lot of
Right?
sense. And I can see a lot of lost opportunities. Well, opportunity cost, I'd call it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we overcomplicate it. We think, well, okay, here's the worst thing you could ever do is try to model somebody else's business you've never seen operate in reality.
Right.
Right? The only people who really knows what goes on at Speaker Hub is probably our team. The people who know it second best is our customers that I'm friends with because I talk to them about it, like that I hang out with all the time. And then the third best may be you guys. But if you're trying to mimic what we doing at Speaker Hub just based on what you learn on these calls, you ain't gonna get it because you got an hour a day with us. That's less than 19 of the hours I put into this thing on a daily basis. And then we got 18 people full time now, right? We've cut the team down. We're down to 18 focused full-time people that are working 8 to 10 hours a day. You're not going to get it in 30 minutes over here only. Does that make sense? So you got to do what's right for you. It can't be, I'm using this. And then my friend said, when they do this, I got to go set up this thing that automatically send these. Bro, use these. These automatically send messages too. Type the damn message. We try
Thumb
to
your way
avoid
to
people
success.
telling us no. Huh?
No, I was saying thumb your way to success.
Yeah, exactly. Watch this. How many guys on here? I'm gonna use the 3 guys that's on camera, right? John, you ever been married?
Yeah.
Okay. You ever got beatboxed on? You know what I'm talking about? You go talk
No.
to somebody, they say, psh, they hit you with the psh, psh,
Oh
psh,
yeah,
psh.
absolutely.
They beatbox on you. Kevin, you ever got beatboxed on?
Yep.
Willie, you ever got beatboxed on? Psh.
Yep.
Yep. You ever been married, Willie?
Oh yeah.
You been married, Kevin?
Yep.
So, based on those answers, one of the requirements to get married is get beatboxed on. Because that seems like it's a common thing. But we try to avoid the beatbox. We try to find a pickup line so that don't nobody ever tell us no. I don't been I can't even count how many times I've been shut down. I'm 5'5". You ever had a woman look down to you and tell you no? She got on these heels, and I'm looking up like, what? So, all right, that's a bad joke, but y'all get what I'm saying. The moral of the story is we can't avoid the no. So we're usually trying to take advice from other people to avoid the rejection. But it's not really rejection. They're teaching you that you're not that good yet. So they give you the lesson. Well, I better not say that. I better not say that. You ever been out, guys? I know this. We've been playing basketball and we go talk to somebody, they be like, dude, you need to go take a bath, right? Or you see them like, they kind of got this, this little musty smell after you've been playing basketball at school or in college or wherever. You learn, oh shoot, after I get done hooping, I need to go straight to the locker room and take a shower before I come back out and be social with people. But you only learn that when somebody tell you stink in front of 20 people. Then you learn the lesson. So that's how it is. You want to reach out. That's why we do the surveys and things like that, because we want you to get the lesson that you can take to improve so that over time you get better. That email we sent out yesterday, trash, certified garbage. Not because the email was bad, but we executed poorly with all the other things. The link didn't click. Most of them went to spam. Like all of these little things that gave me feedback that if I didn't send the email, you see what I mean? And if I didn't give myself enough days to get better up until July 4th, now I'm crestfallen. My tail's between my legs, and I got to come on here and talk about stuff that, that hides the fact that we screwed up. Nah, come on here and talk about that. This is content. Everything is content. Coming on here and show it. Because you know why? I'm willing to show that shitty day. Because I know I'm going to get better. That's the worst it could ever be. That's the worst email we will send on this campaign. The one from yesterday, right? Juliana was so upset with the numbers. She would even tell me I'm like, Juliana, what was the open rate? Oh, they were bad. I'm like, that ain't a freaking number. I don't play this generic stuff on our team. I need the numbers. I don't care about what your opinion is about the number. What was the number? It was, I'm like, share your screen. Like, turn on the screen share. I ain't trying to deal with this crap, right? But we got to confront the brutal facts. So, Frida, when you make that post, you're going to find out if people are interested in what you're talking about. Right off the bat, give it 48 hours. If you post something else, the Facebook algorithm is going to push that down and it's going to prioritize your new post. So when you make that post on Facebook or LinkedIn, make that your only post for one day. Give it a chance to kind of circulate around. But you'll find out if people want what you're offering real quick. Right? Because they don't want the generic binary thing of, is my leg broken? They definitely don't want the more detailed version of it. Make sense? Did that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Roy.
Oh, no, we got you. We got you. You're in the right place. I promised you that we would help you if you come to this meeting, right? Yeah. So that easy opt-in. So not only does my offer need to be simple, the opt-in needs to be simple. Just like or comment, right? Let me see if I got any juice yet. No juice over here, right? So maybe nobody's really caring about what I'm talking about. So this is my guy, Kamanzi. Kamanzi has mastered this. He makes a post and everybody hop on his post. You know what's an important quality to develop? Learning how to read the room. There's a lack of room reading, vibe matching on this app. Cool, that's a comment. But he also asks questions, right? Kamanzi has mastered this. Let me see one of his questions. One moment. He did one the other day about, here it was here, right? But it's not on this thing. It's on this other page. But he asked, if you're doing a white label, are you considered equal to somebody who built the app from scratch? Well, that's a very interesting question that people can comment on and other folks want to repost it. It's those types of questions that I think work. So that very simple thing that we were going to here, ask your simple question and let it be. Make it easy for them to opt in and then acknowledge the opt-in. Comment. If they comment, reply, right? But don't sell them in public. Reach out in the DMs, ask them to do the survey. Any questions about this? Is this logical? You see how the pieces of the puzzle all fit together. If you're not comfortable doing the survey because you didn't practice them or you're not still doing them, when you make the post, you're not going to do the surveys. So I had someone who was looking at doing the podcast booking thing just like Ange, right? And she made the post and she's really popular. And she got 163 responses, like comments. Yes, I want to be on a podcast. Now, she got 14,000 followers, right? But she got 163 people. And I said, all right, you good. That's 163 hot leads. All of them are interested until you tell them the price. So now go find the ones who want to pay that price. She only reached out to 5 and said, I don't want to do this anymore. Right? They wanted the product. Do you see what I mean? But she only reached out to 5 because she wanted to avoid the rejection. Those first 5 didn't go. They didn't offer $8 million. But they didn't want this. Well, cool. They wanted it. They didn't want it from you the way you talked about it. So what can you learn so that you can go back to the other 158? You had 163. Go back to the other 158 better. Go learn something from the next 10. Now you got 148 left, and go learn something from the next 10. Now you got 138. You done been through 3 rounds of iteration and getting better. Now go close the other ones. And then you know what you do after I talk to the other ones with my new formula, Valencia? A week later, I'm going to go back to them 20 folks that taught me the lesson and say, hey, I know I talked to you about this last week. I had that all wrong. Let me show you what we really ended up doing. And here are the people that I've actually helped. John,
Yeah.
Kevin, when y'all were younger, you ever shot your shot at the same person more than once?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
With my
Repitch.
current wife. Me and my wife knew each other for 20 years before our first date.
There you go. Repitch. You gotta go back and repitch that offer again. Kevin had a different. He wasn't the Golden Gloves champion the first time. He went back.
That
and
was
said,
a lot of pitching, 20 years worth of pitching before we finally went on a date.
Yeah, he kept improving. I'm a chess champion, Golden Gloves champion, championship speaker. He had all of these extra things he had to add, right? And he repitched. That is the essence of what we do. Does that make sense? Now, I know we're in a world where genders are equal and all that. Equality don't mean the same as same. Most guys have spent more time pitching, themselves for relationships. Women have been better at rejecting, choosing who they don't want to deal with. The guys got to go and shoot their shot. So a lot of times this new pitching thing, reaching out and dealing with rejection, is difficult for women. At least that's been my experience, right? It's difficult because you're not used to getting shut down all the time, right? So what you find is that guys start saying the women that can sell really well, they're masculine. Why? Because they act like us. They pitch it and they don't care, just like we don't care. So we start saying, oh, that she masculine. No, she just understands that sitting back being passive ain't gonna work. Waiting to be chosen for Prince Speaker Charming to come and elect you to speak at his event ain't gonna be as effective as going out and pitching yourself. Waiting on the event planner to come kiss you while you're sleeping and offer you a speaking gig. Go ahead, Cinderella. Keep doing that. Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, you're gonna be broke. Just being real. So you gotta get that pitching quality in you so that you can learn to deal with the rejection and keep going and learn from it, right? Oh, wait. Oh, we got a lead. Look at this. I got a lead. Boom. We got a lead. I got a lead. Now, what can I do? Send them a message. I think it would be dope if you created a language course. Let's talk more about it. Now, I know this person, so I can talk to them a bit more specific. When it's friends and family, you don't hit them with them generic messages because they're gonna be like, wait, why are you talking to me funny? Right? Talk to me like a real person. So I just hit him up. I know he speaks 3 languages, like really good. So I'm like, dude, you should make a language learning course. Right? So just reply within their stuff. But you notice I didn't say, hey, you want to buy our new thing? No, dude. Just send them a quick message and then say, hey, can we hop on a call to talk about how I can show you how to do it? Does that make sense? That is how you generate leads, my friend. How long did that take for me to get a response? 20 minutes? How much it cost? Free 99. The more popular your topic is, the more of a pain that it solves, the more people in the audience will reply to you. Sometimes your audience may not be on Facebook. It may be on LinkedIn. Sometimes the audience may not be on LinkedIn. It may be on Facebook. Do you see what I mean? Sometimes your audience may just be you putting people in the group text. Look into your list. You got thousands of people in your phone. Look through and see it. Add them all to the group chat that you think you may be able to help. And just ask them that same generic question. Business ain't that hard, guys. Make sense? But you got to be real with how terrible you are right now. But see yourself and the potential you have to get better. Does that make sense?
Yes, the potential, yes.
That's all that matters. If you understand that today's the worst you're ever going to be, it's only uphill. Right? I was listening to a guy the other day, and he said that they did 19 webinars a day and 40 live events a week in their company. And I thought I was doing something, my little 1 hour thing every day. 19 live webinars a day and 40 live events a week. Every friggin' week. This is what they're currently doing right now. Look, so we know it's possible. I'm not there yet, but it's possible. It would be cool if we could do 40 live events for Speaker Hub every week. Have like these little community engagement things and, you know, little entrepreneur lunch and learns every week. That would be great if we could do those all around the country. But now I know it's possible. How can I do 19 webinars a day? Okay, I could either hire 19 people to all do one, or I could hire 5 people to all do 4. Right? They can do 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. Now I got 19 webinars a day, 20 a day. Do you see what I mean? Like, once you know it's possible, you can backdoor your way into the formula. Is this fair? So,
Yeah.
Valencia, today the worst you'll ever be at generating leads. But let me tell you something. Here's the cool thing. Let me show you. Let me show you. Yeah, I live in Medellin, right? Medellin here, right? So I live here in Medellin. And one of the cool things about living in Medellin is that it's about 6,000 to 7,000 feet above sea level, right? So, I mean, it is a huge city, right? And if you've ever gone up a mountain, mountains never go straight up, right? So let's use this one here, right? So if we look at the highest peak here, which is there, before you could get to that part, what'd you have to do? Gotta go down, right? And I guarantee you, over on this side, before they got to that part, guess what they had to do? That was some point when you had to go down, right? That you can't avoid the going down. If you're gonna jump, Kevin, what's the first action you're gonna take? If you stood up right now and you were gonna jump, what's the first action that your body would take to jump?
Bend your knees by going down.
You gotta go down. So all this terrible email did was tell me I did it right. Confirmation that I need to learn how to sell this thing via email. So I went down. So it's all up from here. That's the moral of the story, guys, is that don't run away from the bounce. You gotta bounce. If you don't get the bounce in there, you can't go up. Any questions? We're 7 minutes into overtime. This is a good topic for me. I love talking about this because it allows me to show you all that. Hey man, despite all the stuff you see online, you know, but despite all the stuff that you see online, this is the real deal. We're gonna show you how it actually works so that you don't walk around with these fake insecurities. But see you later, Valencia. One of the things that we see online now is a bunch of AI Instagram models. And there are women that are looking at these girls thinking that oh man, I got to get in better shape. That ain't even a real person you looking at. The guys, we see the guy with the fancy car. They ain't even his car. He renting it. And they outside this house. Yeah, that's an Airbnb that they rented. And it's 8 other people that's in the Airbnb that rented it. And they gonna come and take their photos after they get done staring out of the camera while he taking his photos. Right? So we want to be that voice of reality and showing you how it works. Any questions before we call it quits for the day?
Yep. If you're really done with that subject, because I don't want to interrupt that subject.
Nah, go ahead.
And thank you for that. That was a really important thing, I think, more than just me needed to hear today. I have been off the pitching thing, been working on the course thing. So I'm sitting here while we're having a meeting, following up, doing a lot of follow-ups. The question in there on some of the follow-ups as I'm going through them and clicking on them, there's a little sort of flag that come down above the button, the follow-up button. It has a number 1 on it. I've never seen that before. Can you just tell me what it is? Oh, Angela's laughing at me already. Okay.
Yep. So that is part of a new release that went out yesterday, where now we tell you how many times you followed up with that person. So if you share your screen with me, I'll walk you through it.
Oh, Bonnie, I wasn't laughing. I was smiling because you saw a new release. So that was a smile, definitely not a laugh.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yep. So you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm working on it. There we go.
Right.
I know you're not really laughing at me.
Remember, we like to tell you how many times you should be following up. So you can see that number 1, that means that you followed up 1 time with that person. Does that make sense? So if you scroll up to the top and you go to filters, you'll see there's a new follow-up filter where you can see up to 4 follow-ups. How many? Click on there. Yep. And you can see the people that you followed up with once, twice, 3 times. So you got a bunch of them that you followed with twice, but 0 that you followed up with 3 times.
Dang, that's really cool.
Right? Why? Because we know the fortune is in the follow-up.
Right.
So again, all of the things that we are teaching, we're going to build it into the software so that it becomes second nature. Does that make sense?
That's fantastic. And when you've said before, it's like the 3rd or 4th follow-up, that is so true for me. It's happened exactly like that. A lot of the stuff that I get a response is when I've sent a few different follow-ups. So never, ever do I give up on the first one.
Yep. So I'm going to show you a new feature. Can I demonstrate it with your thing, Bonnie, while you're already in there?
Okay.
So go ahead and click on your name over on the right where it says Bonnie Brindle. And click there.
Okay.
And go to settings. Right. And then go to emails. Right. So now click on connect a new email.
Here?
Yep. So now I was going to ask, what type of email do you want to connect? Before this wasn't there. We don't need to do this for Microsoft or for IMAP, but for Gmail, we have a new process. So if you click on the Gmail one, connect, it's going to ask, do you want a quick connect, which is what you're already doing, where it won't pull your replies or anything. But if you want to do the other one where it does the full thread sync, meaning that when someone replies to you, it will put the replies right inside of your mailbox. It's already turned on if you use a Microsoft. It's already working for you. You don't have to go through this. But we have one extra step for this to work for Google, which means you just have to connect there and it will allow you to add an app password really quickly. And you can go ahead and start getting your replies from Google directly into your account. So right now, when you send an email from Google, you got to go check your Gmail because we didn't have this threading thing. Now we've built the threading where you can see all of your replies right inside of your mailbox, and you ain't got to do all the moving. You know, all that moving stuff. You ain't got to do that no more if you turn this on.
Wow. Wow.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Cool.
So when somebody replies, go back to mailbox for me on the left. So when you send an email, it'll automatically move to send. When they reply, it'll automatically move to in conversation.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Right.
cool.
Right. So, and for us, we know it's a headache for you to send all these pictures and have to go through and find the ones and all of that. Now we can just move them for you. And I don't know if it'll do it retroactively, but we know all the ones going forward will be in the proper categories, from sent to in conversation or whatever. Got it?
That's fabulous. Thank you.
Yep. So any other questions?
Quick question on that. Is that service that I saw just now for people on Pro? Because I think I'm on Silver.
Yeah, this is Speaker Hub Pro, right?
Okay.
So one of the cool things, did you see you have a course on leadership?
Yes.
Right? And where are you hosting it right now? If I wanted to buy it, where do I go buy it?
I have a website.
Okay. So, all right. And is that the last course you ever plan on making? Or do you have other ones that you want to make?
I have others also there on the website.
Okay. All right. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something really quickly. All right. So let's check this out. So this is the new speaker page that we will be, that we're like launching and talking about right now. So come on here. Let me log in and boom. Right. So now we're in. You see that?
Yeah.
So now guess what I can do? I can come in here and I can create a new course.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, what would you like to make a course on, Frida? If you were going to make another course, what would you like to make it on?
It would still be on self-leadership, but on understanding your identity.
Okay. That's all I have to put in.
Oh, really?
And mastering self-leadership, uncover your true identity. Give it about 30 seconds. It's going to generate the full description and outline of the course.
Oh, wow.
All right. So
Working
right now,
fun.
yep, give it a couple seconds. There's the description. This course is designed to help you delve deep into understanding who you truly are, aligning your personal and professional life with your core values, and mastering the art of leading yourself with confidence and clarity. Throughout this course, we'll explore the foundational principles of self-leadership, which includes self-awareness, self-regulation, and self-motivation. Does this sound accurate?
Yes.
Right? So we've already outlined every topic. Right? Everything is there.
I'm
It's
going to do
making it.
that just now.
Yep. See, that's why you got to get in Speaker Hub Pro, right? No,
Yeah.
you don't need this for Pro, but this is on the new speaker page, and this will be released on June the 20th. But you can buy lifetime access, where you can have access to this for life currently. So let me show you. So now
And it
all I
came
do is
with
click.
quizzes as well.
Yep, we give you the quizzes as well. But guess what? now you don't have to learn all the tech. Give it 5 seconds, it's going to fill out the entire course for me. So you see it put the description in, it
Yeah.
automatically built
I've
out
been
all
doing
of the
that on my
sections.
website manually.
Huh?
I've been doing that on my website, but manually. Wow.
Yeah. We want
Yeah.
to save you a bunch of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you can come in here and we can say, all right, let me, I need to make my first section, right? So watch this. I can come in here and I can say, give me the script on this lesson, right? So now guess what it's going to do? I got to make my videos, right? I can't just put up some goofy lessons. I got to make my video. So now, welcome to this introductory lesson on self-leadership and personal identity. Self-leadership is the practice of intentionally influencing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors to achieve your personal and professional goals. It involves setting a clear vision for yourself, understanding your values, blah, blah, blah. So now I got my script. How cool is that, right?
Yeah.
So now I just upload the video. Once I'm done with it, cool, right? I come over here and I set my price. I'm going to sell, how much you want to sell your course for?
This one I usually sell it for 2,500.
Okay. 2,500. But today they can get it for $9.97,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there it is. Does that make sense? So I click submit and watch what happens. Give it about 5 more seconds. And now I can go look at the course. It's already built
In
and it's ready
seconds,
for sale.
in a minute and a half.
There it is. There it is. So if you're watching this on the outside and you say, you know what, I like that, but I want my own, okay. A person self-reflecting in the mirror. Boom. So now I need my photo for my course so people know what my, they can look at the photo and kind of tell what I'm thinking about, what this course is about. So now the AI will even generate a photo for you for your course cover. So give it a moment and you'll see that. There it is. So I can use any of those photos as my main photo, right? So if someone is watching and you and the and you want to have access to lifetime access to that feature to be able to build and sell your courses. You don't pay annually, you don't pay monthly. It's $4.97 a year. I mean, $4.97 one time, and we give you access to be able to sell your courses, track all of your people. It goes on your speaker page. So this is what the new speaker page will look like for you on June the 20th. Frida, your Speaker Up Silver page will look like this, right? The only
And it's June
difference
the 20th. It's in a few days, 10
yeah,
days.
it's very few days. Yep. So this is the new speaker page compared to the old one, right? And then now you can put your videos there, but if you have the version where we allow you to sell your courses, you can sell your courses directly from your Speaker Hub page.
Awesome.
Make sense? So you'll be able to log in, sell your courses, put your books on here, whatever you want to sell, you can sell your products and services directly from your Speaker Hub page. Got it?
I'm glad I came today.
There it is.
Yeah. Moving was rough, but I really wanted to get back to this.
No, you're in the right place. So
Yes,
but
I
that's
am.
one thing. So if you want to upgrade, it is, I can put the link in the chat for those who want to, if you're not a lifetime member already and you want to get lifetime to the speaker page. And let me tell you the cool thing. Guess what it comes with, Frida?
Yeah.
Let me show you what comes with it. Where's my thing? Here it is, right? It comes with 3 months of Speaker Hub Pro. So if you get lifetime, we give you 3 months of Speaker Hub Pro included in that price. Now, normally that Speaker Hub Pro price that's included in there, it's $100 a month anyway.
Mhm.
So it's like you're getting both for $200 in reality, right?
Right.
Because we add 3 months of that in there for free.
Hmm.
So you're going to get the best of both worlds. And if you signed up for, I'll check and see, but if you signed up in the last couple months, we'll even give you credit on the upgrade.
I signed up last month.
Yeah, so you'll just pay the difference in the 149 and the 497. So it's $350 and you get lifetime and 3 months.
Awesome.
Make sense?
A lot.
There it is. Don't
Yes.
get
A
any
lot
better
of
than
dollar
that.
cents.
Huh?
A lot of dollar cents.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, we need to.
Yeah.
We got to help you make some dollars along with making sense. I get it. Any other questions for me, guys? Willie, what you think? What you think about the course creator thing, the product creator? You can create coaching programs, all of that.
I think it's awesome. Yeah, I have some great ideas for using it. So it's good.
Can't wait to have you guys on board. Any other questions for me as I close down for the day? Greg, any new questions? Greg, is that a real tiger?
Okay, and that's being released to the current members at the conference or before that?
No, you only get an email, Lawrence. I got
Okay.
you. You're gonna get an email. It's just not ready. We got a few little tweaks that Gustavo's still working on. It's these things are not that we make it look easy, but it ain't that easy.
Okay,
Right?
I was just making sure I had like a timeline in my head.
No, we got you. We got you. I'm gonna send you a message directly.
And
Right?
how come I didn't get a message for this meeting? That's why I came in late because I was navigating through the website.
And do we have a regular email that goes out daily about this?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So I still have to come to the website to find it.
oh well, you can just use
the
just
same link every
bookmark this Zoom room. It's the same room every day.
Okay.
Every day at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. Let's figure out an email. I've been talking to Juliana about a regular cadence that needs to go out that gives like a lesson and a summary of this meeting with the invite to the next day.
Mhm.
So let's figure that out today, Ange. Me, you, and Juliana. All right. So we'll get that squared away. That was a big conversation this morning. Greg, was that a real dog? I mean, real tiger?
Yeah.
You got a zoo or something, man? That is scary. I would never touch
No,
that.
that was a trip over to South Africa, and his mama has been fed. So, and she was in the other part of the park. But
Oh,
yeah,
so you were safe. You were safe for the
yes, yes.
cool. Yeah, thoughts on the new course creator. What's your thoughts on that?
You know, I think it's amazing. You know, I'm still drinking from a fire hose, but it's, you know, I like what I see, and just trying to sort through it all.
Oh yeah, we'll be here every day.
Actually, we've extended some of the text credit.
Okay. Yep. But yeah,
Okay.
but that's where we are. So good to see everybody. Let me know if you have any other questions. I was just curious about the cat. I saw the thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
it looked like a toy for a minute. I'm like, that looked like a real cat.
No, they are very powerful animals.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I'm gonna take your word for it. All right. Any other questions for me, guys, before we hop off? I think Ange, did we put the link in the chat to the there's the link in the chat if you want lifetime to the speaker page. That does not include lifetime to Speaker Hub Pro, but it does include 3 months of Speaker Hub Pro. So you get a 3-month usage of Speaker Hub Pro, depending on which level you get, based on, but you get lifetime for your store to sell your courses.
But I can transition from speaker page to pro and get everything, right?
Yep, you can do that too. But we
Okay.
give you a trial at the beginning. So you let me know how you want to do it, and
Yeah.
I'll work it out with you. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
Any other? Go ahead.
yeah, the speaker summit. I got it's June 20th. Is there a time?
Yep. So Ange, I'll let you answer that. I think we start at 11 or
We
10
start at
Central.
noon. 11
Noon
Central.
Central?
No. 11 Central, 12 EST.
No, okay.
And we'll
Yep.
end around 6.
And it's,
Eastern every day.
it's sessions. You don't have to, we would love for you to stay all day, but you can come in and out of the sessions that you want to go to also.
Okay, and you'll be sending an email on those topics?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's all on the website. Ange, can you put the link to the site in the chat?
I mean, I'll just go to the site and click Summit. So thank you.
Okay, cool. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Cool. This is a good day, guys. Glad to see you all. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Hopefully, here's our goal. Let me say this before we go. My whole intent is to simplify the complex stuff. There's too much noise about all these, you got to do this and dance on your head and spin a ball on your finger in order to get people to open up an email. No, you don't. You just got to talk to more people, right? So we want to simplify the complex to make it where anybody can feel comfortable and confident going forward, right? So we'll send out a summary to this with that link so that you all can get the document, and we'll go from there. Any other questions? If not, I'll see you all later. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ron.
You're always welcome.